So now around 10 students joined so far. I have my monitor. I've seen only 10 students. So let's see. On an average, 30 to 40 students expected. As for the okay, you can write your name and roll numbers as usual. In the chat box, you can write, no problem. So today, I think another new course, very interesting, and it is also basically the fundamental of HRM, human resource management. The name itself is human resource management. Earlier, it was named MS2. I went in the previously. That time name was management of human resources. So management of human resources and HRM are the same basically. So why I am telling, because you should not be confused. It's the same thing. When you are downloading the question paper from previous question papers from the GNU site, so you will see MS2 and it is MMPC-002. So only the name MS instead of MS, now it is MMPC, master program, basically the given this way. Earlier it was actually MS, all as MS1, MS2, MS3, that series. Now here actually all are MPCC, MPCC like this. And earlier mostly all are broad questions. Now here nowadays the pattern is now all are very short question type maximum. And if you see the previous question patterns, there are some section A and section B. Section A basically the descriptive part where the questions, and section B for the case studies. Normally in the management you see case study is very important, where the one situation has given, and after the situation the paragraph type, and you have to answer the paragraphs. The answer is already within the paragraphs. So OP hai. So I think maybe the case studies also I'll discuss with you some of the case studies also, because uh, earlier it was there, and this time also it may or may not be. So you have to have a idea. That's why I'll discuss also case studies regarding the case studies also. Let wait for people are joining. So if I go to sharing mode, then it will be a problem. So uh, let's see the maximum at least when the student 20 25 students join, then I can start the things. Again, actually, I'm just observing there are again the 4 blocks in this course. There are, yeah, 1, 2, 3. There are 4 blocks, and all the blocks are being total unit is again 14 units. 4 blocks, 14 units. So all the units are distributed. Some of the, and first block basically there are 3 units. 1, 2, 3. Again, is the conceptual fundamental things, introduction. What is the environment of the HRM like this? That I will show in my PPTs. I have prepared some of the PPTs based on your syllabus. Today, actually, I am not go to PDF forms or what are the materials. I mean, study materials. So already from the study materials, where the marked portions, what are the I have marked normally in the highlighted, that all these things I transfer to the presentation mode. So in the PPT form, where I will show all these things, same thing are already available in the PDF form also. So, and I have just prepared in such a way so that if you go through the PPTs, what I like to just now show you, if you go through the PPTs, that is sufficient. And from the PPT itself, we'll get the answer also. On the PPT as such is some descriptive type, not only one point, it's some sentences is given, so that if you prepare the PPTs only, then I think it will be complete. So all four blocks, block wise I prepare. There are four per block one PPT. There may be 20, 35 PPTs are there. Then another block two, again there are around 25, 30 PPTs are there. The third block again there. So that way, if it's on an average 100 PPTs are there, so it will cover all the HRM, your courses. So all the four PPTs, four blocks, if you go through the PPTs only, then I think it will be very easy, very quickly you can uh, prepare your these courses. And I will also discuss and I will try to top up some of the things where the criticality that I will explain also in between. And then after that, we have to discuss about the question answer papers. And I have question paper also. Otherwise, I can download from the IGNOU site. And then let's see it is available or not. I think I have already downloaded some of the questions. Let's see. So I think, okay, I think let them join in between, no problem. So I can start the PPT, showing the PPT so that, before start, if any queries or any doubt in your mind, you can say by the time, let them join. Have you gone through these course materials so far?
Vijayalakshmi, yes, sir. Yes, a little bit here and there.
Okay. I know, I agree, because back to back there are a lot of study material. Maybe you are haphazardly seeing, cannot focus on that way because of the kind time constraints, and classes is also going on 4 hours. So after 4 hours, then your time. So I think you are not getting the study time. I agree. So no problem. Uh, our idea is to see how best we can give the inputs. That is the motto. And then after that, your hard work, your search, uh, that is the things. So theoretical, actually, it is a totally first two courses are totally theoretical. So if you have a little bit experience or concept, if you are regarding this, then definitely you can write something. There is a contents is required, because when you are writing something, it should be some input, some contents you should have. So idea is to counseling classes during the classes. So if you're listening very carefully, so contents definitely will get it. So and then after that, it is your writing skills. You have to expand the thing basically. So now, until and unless you are go through the materials, so you don't have a contents. I agree. That's why you are facing problems. Your anxiety is building up. So when you at least some 30-40% contents you have, then definitely you can write. So for a lot of queries or your mind, you don't know from where I will start, where you will finish, because writing at least 1 or 2 pages, sometimes it is difficult. You don't know how to start the answering. So So that's why you require some of the inputs. Then only you avoid the things. So that's why actually I initially in the previous classes also I say the introduction and summary, the logic behind these things, at least some contents you should have, and after that you can elaborate the things as per your experience. By the time you have seen a lot of things in your office, most of the I think I hope everybody are working somewhere, so that environment already you know. Only thing, you have to relate. You have to relate the things with some theories, with some um, theorems and some of the cases. So that's the things. Now before start the things, PPT mode, and then simply HRM. How do you mean the HRM? What is the HRM basically? Because sometimes people are not clearly understand the HR or HRM. That is a total different things. Maybe the HR is domain of the HRM, but how to define which is HR and which is HRM? Who can give some basic idea? What is the HR and what is the HRM? How to deviate to each other? Okay, Vijay Lakshmi.
Sir, HR is human resources, sir. All the employees
Hmm.
will be HR. Okay. And managing the resources in an enterprise is HRM. Managing meaning
Hmm.
recruiting, providing them training, putting them in a proper job or a position,
Right.
and salary and performance discussions. And if the employee want to exit, making way for that also. So entire cycle, managing an employee from starting of hiring to termination is HRM. But usually the staffs, employees, everybody is referred as human resources in a company. This is my
Uh,
idea.
okay, you are absolutely correct. Means what are the sources you are? You can say, suppose for example, in raw materials, in the inventory, in the store department, who has he has just in the storing the all these items in the materials, maybe in the form of nut bolts or what are the parts requires components, everything. He has just different modules are there, and different modules he has keeping all the components. As and when it is required, he has just giving it. The process is there. He has just supplying the all the components to the production department. And in terms to production department, they are taking as an input, and finally it is going for the process, and as a product, as a result, as a product, we are getting it. So it is a simply a operational process I am telling you. Where the some inputs from where they are getting the inputs as raw materials, and finally they have already assigned some of the machines, computer or some of the lathe machines as installed to do this. So and finally the product is coming and it will sent to the market for production purpose. That is for the uh, industrial process like this. Similarly, humans, human resources. This also they are not his a uh, capital. I mean human capital as such, but not compared to just like a component or like this, because it is a life, human life. They can move, they can think, they can give decisions, they can argue, they can conflict, but particular the component, they cannot argue. When the store person is picked up, he cannot refuse this. He can pick it up and hand over to the production department and automatically has to fit for these things. But in the, as a human, uh, as you recruit, I think Vijay Lakshmi has correctly said, after recruitment, that is also your resources, raw material, as a raw. Then you have to develop them by the virtue of training, by the some process, some orientation program, induction program. So here that product as a human, his capital you are building in such a way now he is ready for the product. I mean, ready for the giving a result. Then you allot some of the assign some of the work, you do it, and just performing the accordingly. And finally, after the work done, means that the process is completed. So this all this process are basically your HRM, means human resource management. How what are the HR humans are there that you are managing the things. Just like I am giving just in the inventory control where the raw materials are there and these things. There is a store management, or we can see the inventory management or production management. So management what are nothing process. Basically, it is a process through which we are getting the things work done and to monitor the things. But in the case of human, little care, most care is required. It's not just like what the way you have to give a comment and you will start the do. No, actually, human is not a robot. Nowadays, you see the robot technology has come up. Maybe after 10 to 20, 25 years after that, maybe everything will be done by the robot only. That's why the AI and machine languages, all these things are going on. AI technology has flourished the worldwide. A lot of objections is also coming, and they are apprehended that maybe a lot of job loss will be there. Maybe human cannot get a job. Particular company of where the HR persons there are 30, 40 HR people are there. Maybe they have to reduce because through this reward can be performed. So a lot of things and research is going on. Anyhow, because progress, research, you cannot stop it. All most of the developed countries are thinking in that aspect how to reduce the manpower and automatically can be done. So again, even though it is in robotic or the automations, still human intervention is required. Without human interventions, you cannot do these things. So managing the things are required. Maybe other way I can say uh, human management will be more critical and more challenging nowadays. And maybe even in the opposite also, it will be very challenging things. When particular in the robot, maybe you are acting as a human, but still you have to control, you have to monitor all these things parts. Some of the things you cannot be automized. You cannot, or not possible also. Thinking process, thought process, emotions cannot be inserted in your robot system. Still, research is going on. Maybe the chips they are putting some human brain chips. Maybe some extent they can succeed, but 100% because our capacity, human capacity, is very tremendous. There's no end. Huge capacity is there. Thinking process like this. As you know, biologically, there are two hemispheres in our brain. There are two parts, the left hand side and one is the logical part and the imaginary part. Imagination, where the creativity, all this innovative research, all this part, and that part. That hemisphere, left hand side or right hand side, both apart, when you are start utilizing, then you will be a unique person. But most of the cases, we are utilizing only the one half of the brain we are utilizing, where the logical part is activated most of the times. Always you are thinking and as a uh, always your logic always working in the mind. But imagination, creativity, that part are remain there. Yeah, we are not utilizing these things, or perhaps we don't know how to accelerate the that hemisphere, that part of the brain. We don't. Maybe some of the by the yoga meditations, maybe some people can achieve the things, or most of East and their big people, so those who are success in their life, maybe they are able to utilize the things. So tremendous power and God has given. It is a unique things. That's why everybody is saying the human is a infinity. The power is infinity. It can do anything. People can do anything. Imagination, pure imagination things. Today, whatever thinking, it seems to be not possible, but you don't know after 10 years, maybe it will be possible. and lot of examples are like this. So anyway, I think ultimately what I mean to say after this, what are my lecturing or the topics are giving you? That means now you can realize HR resource, human resource, are very uh, spacious and very critical and very challenging to handle them, uh, to put them in a streamlines and give a directions and the right path, even align with the company's objectives. So it is a very difficult task for it. So that's why the management part is coming up, where you have to develop in such a process, you have to develop or innovate some uh, uh, methods so that whatever the attributes, all the traits, human capacities there, that it can be utilized. Optimum utilization of the human power, human brains, where we are too much lacking. Even survey says, report says worldwide, still, what our brain capacity, only 20% we are utilizing. Just imagine, 80% is still remain. Maybe I also don't know everybody, you people also, whatever your brain power, you are don't know how much power you have, but only 20% you are utilizing. I myself also, maybe after this age, I also don't know how to, which power I have, because I don't know that how to accelerate, how to stimulate my brain powers. So that is going on, and a lot of methods are, theories are one by one is coming, and it is still people are exercising. Different university, Harvard universities, and other big universities, they are still searching how what is the brain power basically, how it has how to develop the things, so that for the mankind purposes or other purposes we can utilize it. So I think, okay, before going to PPT modes, I will discuss, I will give you a lot of informations. Again, please open your camera, smile face so that I can take a photographs and I put it in the Ignore file. So open your camera first. Kajal, Kajal, where are you? Marcin, okay, and another thing. So another two camera expected. Shikhar, okay. One thing, the name should be unique. Some of the names are, mm, most of the cases name is same. Kajal MBA. Kajal has written here. I think it is displaying Kajal MBA. I don't know MBA. Why you have written MBA? Maybe anyhow, it is in the mobile. You are configured in this way. That's why it is coming. So okay, no problem. But okay, Muhammad Mohsin's ready. Okay, no problem. So now I can take the snapshot. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. So now let's come. Okay, fine. So now I have taken the photographs. No problem. Yeah, कुछ poem. Oh, very good. So, okay, these all are the part of our listening part. You have to listen some of the, because the children's voice is always acceptable, and children's voice is always a good. It gives some feelings different way. We are human. Very good. So now, okay, straight away I'm going to PPT mode, and then I can start the sessions. Get to- So now, if any questions in your mind regarding this, because most of the times, if you are in a listening mode, then interactions, if the interaction is less, then maybe I don't know which the area I have to discuss more. So that's why actually you have to say something. If you speak something, then whatever your voice, based on this, I can uh, discuss more that area. But anyway, I agree because the subject is totally different. Maybe some of the things you are not aware, some of the things you may be aware. So that's why you maybe are listening mode. Maybe after that, definitely, I hope you will start questioning, and the session will be more interactive. So listen carefully, then maybe it will be easy to questions. Yes. So as I said, I have tried to first block. I try to present you, and then after that, uh, it is coming now. It is showing clearly. Now
Yes,
it is
sir.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
As well, it is a new course. That's why I'm prepared in this way. Every course I'm just preparing this way basically. So again, it is the introduction part. So no problem. As you know, my profile or those who have after that newly joined, they can see I have actually my name and some of the profile as given where I'm working, how my uh, credentiality that is given here. Okay. So no problem. Why it is not? Sometimes it's stuck up because it is not going. What happened? Ah, yes. Yeah. So, first block is your introduction to human resource management. The, as I said, you need to understand the concept and how the HRM practices are coming, evaluations, history, basically history part. Then here, what are the function of the HRM? Basically, the finance, marketing, and your productions, HR itself, HR, these all are the function of the HRM, HR things. Then environment of the HRM. So we have to see what are the environment that HRM, when the functioning the HRM, all the function areas, what type of environment they have. So then sourcing of human resource. I can put my mobile here also, so that if anybody, mm, let's see. Let me know. Uh, I think somebody is in the outside. I think no, maybe sound has come. That is a problem actually. Vishal. Okay. So the concept. Again, somebody is coming. Now most of the students are coming. So now around 34 participants, 34 students has come. Okay, it is a good amount of students, no problem. So first we have to understand what is the HRM. I'm not showing all the details. Yeah, I mean the units, everything in the books itself. So just skip the things. Just come to the main point. Concept of this. You must treat your employees. This is N.R. Narayanmurthy, as you know, he is founder of Infosys Limited. He has given some quotations, very good quotations. very motivational quotations. You must treat your employees with respect and dignity because in the most automated factory in the world, you need the power of human mind. That is what brings innovations. If you want high quality minds to work for you, then you must protect the respect and dignity. Written by uh, Ina Narayanmurthy. I think that should be, uh, I don't know, automatically it should be, automatic mode is not there because every time I have to admit, that should be, that technology I don't, they also automatically should be admit now, but I don't know. I have to ask to regional center how to operate the things. Okay, anyway. Anybody knows any idea about the computer? How to admit all without going to one by one automatically? Any features is there? Any knowledge anybody's?
So can you repeat what you said?
I'm saying, suppose I now one by one I'm giving a permission to allow this class. Without these permissions, if any features or any comments are there, automatically student can join the class. My door should be open. I think that feature should be there. But I mean, I have to disable the admission purposes. So I think in the class, I'm just open the door. I'm not all the time.
Yes, so
Huh?
when you are scheduling this meeting, at that time only you have to go in your managing like a setting. There is the permission for that
Uh,
allow everyone.
okay, maybe at the time
Yeah,
of setting time, you have to do it. Well, anyway, actually, it
yeah.
is set it by the IGNOU itself. Maybe IGNOU are restricted so that unknown persons should not be entered. Maybe because of that, at least I can see the name of all these things. Okay, no
So
problem.
once
Hmm.
once go and try in the setting, I think you will able to see that.
Okay, okay, okay. Next time, let's see. Uh, I have to request my center to do these things. Anyway, I think now we can proceed to um, now. Narayanmurthy is saying like this. I think it is already given in the book itself. No problem. From the study material, I just collected from study material itself. No problem. So there are five M's in the management, namely men, money, machines, materials, and methods. So there are five M's. So all are, you can say, the part of the management because humans, in this case, means humans, in the employee, they have to manage money because budget is there. Any organizations they have some distribute what are the budget should be there, how much money to be spent as a salary, as a fixed cost, as a variable cost, whatever the way. Machines is also required. Then materials and the methods, process, procedures, everything. So all aims are important. We can say it's a part of, that's why the five aims of management. Suppose the questions coming in the exam time, derive or describe five aims of management. That's all. Then you have to say first things, this para you have to write. Then one by one you have to explain how important the resources, how important the money, and then how important the machines. Everything you have to elaborate uh, two to three sentences. This is the way you can write at least half a page. You have to elaborate the things. So this is the input points. Then you have to elaborate as per your. So HRM deals with the five first aim men. Again, need not to read out because it is now clear. I can skip go to the next page. What is HRM? Now, question is, I think, now just now we have discussed, and Vijay Lakshmi also saying correctly. Now, here actually it is written that HRM is the process of acquiring, developing, maintaining, and retaining human resources in the organizations with the strategic objective of achieving the organization goals. So you have to write to the managerial writing. These all are managerial words. So when you are deriving this, describing the things, particular questions, you have to write and you have to put some of the that type of word you have to put it. Sorry, here, for example, acquiring, developing, maintaining. These all are managerial words. Retaining, because you have to careful about the people should not after the training or 1 or 2 years they should not leave the organizations, because if they leave the organizations, this knowledge is going on, their experience is going, leaving the things. Human, okay, human are going and joining, but in this case, with the, when somebody is leaving the organizations means the experience is also gone, because whatever the he has achieved last 2 years, 1 year, so that things are already gone. You cannot take back the things. Okay, for that, maybe in the some of knowledge management has been developed. What the work procedure all are computerized. You can record everything, what you are doing every day, that should be recorded. At Tata Consultancy, in IBM, on other Infosys, there's a lot of process are there. Everything are scanned, everything. So that new, when the new people are joining, easily they can understand the things, what the past people have done. So retaining, still the retaining of the human resources is very important, and it shows how best your company. So this is one of the uh, part of your HRM. I mean, HRM has to focus on this. So human resource management is a strategic and a coherent approach to the management of the uh, organization's most valued asset, because the people working there who individually and collectively contribute to the achievement of the objectives. So now it is clear that that is actually definition. If the coming the introduction part, what is the HRM, they have to write on this. Evaluation of HRM. I have just segregated from the your material, study material, and put it in such a way so that question answer type on what how to write, it will be very easy for you people if you just simply go through this, and definitely you will understand the things. Now, evolution of the HRM. HRM has evolved from the personal manager. Initially, what happened? Initially, long back, maybe 50 or 100 years before, only personal management was there. That time, only the salary, pay scale, payroll, this part only to be given by these things. Now, slowly, it has developed, and so much wing, different wing has come. HRM now has a different, so much divisions. Within the HRM, there are so many divisions. Earlier, only personal management was there, where the see the welfare of the employees and some pay scales like this. Development, HRD, and another lot of things was not there. Elton Mayo, Taylor, and Robert Owens, they played a significant role for these purposes. They was founder of the human relations movement in the 1920s. You just see the 1920s, time when I will just understand now where we are now, and before that what the things were. She was emphasized the influence of the human relations on the worker productivity, and Taylor has also developed some of the differentiated and compensation system. You can see the now the compensation system means retirement benefits, then if any medical benefits or the salary, French benefits, some of the allowances, everything are lot of things the system has developed. Earlier it was not there. Simply you work 8 hours or 10 hours, whatever it is, and take the money, go. Company and the workman relations was so much distance was there, and a lot of barriers were there. People are coming because of they have to survive, they have to earn the money. That's why they are coming in the particular there. They don't know who is the owner, what the way they simply work, and at the end of the day, they're happy to take some money and go back to the home. And the company has no looked at after that. There's no touch, no relations between the workman and the management. So now everything has changed now based on the different authors. They have scrutinized, they have surveyed, and finally, slowly, That's all these systems are evolved. Reward systems of employees and higher performance levels. Nowadays, the performance linking allowances also most of the companies are giving. That is called the performance allowances. Allowances. If particularly your department or company profit some of the that some percentage of the profit or performance based that money will be distributed equally to all the employees. Every month they are getting some production range profit, production link allowances. So data all are used in the company like this, and he promoted the scientific management through the four principles. So if the questions coming the evaluation HRM, then you have to start from this way. Yeah, what the way the Elon Mayo has started, the Taylor what they say, what they have observed, and how they have innovated, and finally, I think again somebody is there. Uh, Akanksha, Akanksha Kashyap, Akanksha joined, I think. Yes. Uh, those who are late joining the class, so don't worry. You can see the videos after that. It will be uploaded, and you can go through this. Uh, so anyway, so then I can go pass on to the next. Now there are now here actually there are four types. There are four principles. So uh, four principles, yes. So evaluate a task by the setting the its component, then select the employees that had the appropriate skills, provide the workers with the incentives, or whatever. I don't know. Then use the science to plan how workers perform their jobs. So there you see there are now science word has come. Means some techniques. Because of the technology has come, science, basically technology, nothing basically science. So that you have to plan accordingly. Scientifically, you have to plan so that the worker can perform better way. So this is the way you have to explain as per your languages. Not to write same languages, you can change as per where you are comfortable, you can write in this way. Concept should be there, content should be same, relevant and factual. Period before the industrial revolutions and period the industrial revolutions, all these things, the concept. So you have to go through this little bit, you have to elaborate small thing. I'm just here giving some of the idea from the where you can answer has to be written when this type of question will come. Even this type of question, definitely it will be 10 marks or 15 marks because here you have to elaborate, to write a lot of things. So it can't be a short questions. Then again, it is a part of this strategic human resource management approach. Now, this is the latest approaches. Strategic human resource management. Now, you see the human HRM, we know HRM, sorry, human resource, but strategy. This word has added in the top. What does it mean? Means only human resource management is not sufficient nowadays. You have to have some strategic part when you are making the annual program or annual when the sitting for the CEO and directors together for futuristic discussion are going on. That time, all our strategic decisions are taken care. That time, HRM is also one of the part, one of the agenda that should be one of the issues. Top management should think about it, and that approach should be guaranteed. Okay, next coming 2 years, what we should develop, what things for the our employees' development or employees' benefits, what extent we can do it. Then you have to make some strategy for that, so that our employee will be the number one. Our employee will be more productive. Our employee will be efficient. So that type of approach is now latest going on. There's a trend of the every companies with increase in technology because why it is needed, because the technology is increasing. Without technology, you cannot survive in your business. Knowledge, knowledge-based industries, and the globalization completions. Uh, it's not a completion; it should be competitions maybe. Anyhow, so HRM is assuming more critical role today. Its major accomplishment is aligning individual goals and the objectives of the corporate goals and objectives your strategic HRM focuses on the actually the sentence are all are compounding because of hurry. I have written all these things. Maybe full stop. Just you can break the sentences as per your own. The strategic HRM focuses actually should be not comma, should be full stop. Sentence start from here. So strategic HRM focuses on the action and the differentiate the organizations from the competitors and aims to make long-term impact on the success of the organizations. So here actually the last part, this if I say the suppose there are four generation, so that is the latest generation now. I mean fourth or fifth generations. The strategic human resource management. Most of the universities are giving a specialized field to strategic human resource management. Another MBA on this field. Now it has already in the developed countries they have started. So that's why it is important. So now we have take a journey from personal management. Now we are reached here. I mean to say the evolution means we have started from personal management 1920. Enrollment and Taylor they have already discussed as I shown in the earlier slides. Just started from here, Elton, Mayo, and then finally we reached here. Actually. This is the journey of the your HRM. Now we see the some of the stages, how it has developed, the different stages of the HRM. Modern concept, then these things, and Gupta through the following stages. Commodity concept and factor of the production concept and paternities concept, the humanisms, behaviorals, emerging concept. There are so many concepts are given uh, through this time to time it has developed. So here actually, number three, I can describe. There are many things are there. So here actually, you have to behave. Management has to behave with the employees as a parents because they are all are my child. Their welfare, their food, their health, everything are to be taken care by the company, and some affections, some empathy, some of the sympathy. You have to present. You have to show your employees so that they can feel the belongings of the organizations. So this type of concept is there. Humanitarian they are there. Behavioral is another thing where the culture is coming. Emerging concepts. So all are given. Given one to anything can be come in the exams. You can give in a short note or something. So that part you have to go through this. Then important service sectors. Then Indian economy employees are mostly in the mid 20s, in early 30s. Then chronologically, where the way it is going on, that's I'm trying to. Employees are educated, but earlier it was not there. Now the employees are educated, and their level of general awareness is high. Because here I can say something a little bit. Uh, Suppose earlier, employee was not so much educated. So what the instructions as given by the seniors, they have to follow. They are just like a slave. What are the boss is saying? They are feeling okay. End of the day, he's the owner. My owner is a god because he's giving the money. That based on this money, I have to survive. I can treat my family safely like this. So whatever the management is saying, simply employees are accepted. They are not. There is no brain itself. They cannot think about it because that education is not there. Lot of things they don't know the what the company is going on, where the management is doing, really they are benefited or not. That the demand was not there because they are not aware of all these things. But today it is very much challenge because most of the employees are educated. Even the workers also, they have only passed 12 or 10 plus, 10 plus 2 plus 11, 12 pass is there. There are some awareness is there. And moreover, the technology, mobile, TVs, a lot of social media, they are all aware. they know how to take their things, means uh, their security and their demand and their equity, I mean in the sense जो उनका अपना जो हिस्सा है, मतलब जो है मेरे को चाहिए चाहिए, that part they are most aware of nowadays. That's why these slowly the unions are coming, union leaders and management are aware of all these things. So that so tackling to give a confidence and to manage these employees nowadays very tough to this challenges coming, because all are educated persons. Even in the office, you see your colleagues, your subordinates, all are educated. So it is very difficult to handle the your educated persons. Some extent it may be easy because they can quickly understand the things, but you don't know they will behave towards your objectives or not. Maybe they are listening very carefully. They are intelligent. They are listening, but you don't know. They will happy your or that personal relationship with you or not. They may or may not be do the jobs. Maybe they are thinking their own benefits. If I do all these works, boss will be promoted. I will be same position, so I should not be helped like this. Earlier it was not there. That type of behavioral patterns has changes because of the education. All of everybody is seeing their own interest mostly. Earlier it was not there. So this is the another area I am highlighting. There are so many things are there. Now you see here some categorized and based on these some of the HRM objectives and what are the supporting functions. From this structure, you can easily understand that there are one thing was social objectives. Then your this is a part of supporting function is legal benefits. Then your union management relations, all are your functions. This is the objectives or particular one section you can see. Within this section, this is the they have to perform the all these things. Or I can say this is the objectives and that is the operational level. They have to execute all these things. So this is the and the part. Second is operational objectives. In these sections, they are functions area is HR planning, then employee relations, selections, training and development, appraisals, placement. All these things are part of these objectives falling under operationals. Because operation means you have to recruit the things, you have to plan the things, you have to execute all these things. Is part of it. Then your functional objectives. Functional objectives to support, to gear up all these things, appraisal systems, because where it will be help your to fulfill these objectives, because your training and development to be conducted nicely. So definitely appraisal will help you, because what are the output of the appraisals? It will help for conducting the training very easily. Placement. Placement also can help your planning for things, HR planning, because if you get the data or all these things, then it will be easy for functions. So this is the assessment, auditing, assessment that things are going in right direction or not. So based on the objectives, these are all are the function areas. Personal. Personal, as you know, training and development, then appraisal, your placement, then your compensations, assessment is all are part of your personal project. So all are separate. This chart is very important. You can write in a language fashion or paragraph type, or this you can make some table itself. So where it may come HRM objectives, define the HRM objectives. Then you have to elaborate this. You can make a chart. If it is a 5% or 5 questions, 5 marks, then you can just only put a table and you get in the 5 marks. Or otherwise, if you are writing something social objectives, then you write 1, 2, 3, this part. You can under these things. Then operational objectives, you can write all these things under the things. So this is the way you can write also. Then HRM is the central subsystems of the organization. You see here in between there are HRM subsystem. Then again, it is encompasses with other things, finance, then your technical, then marketing and materials. All are important, and it is interconnected to each other, or all interconnected, integrated parts like this. So this is one of the HRM diagram. Because everything are in the material itself. I'm just showing for the So that for understanding the clarity, significance of the corporate. So what are the significance for a corporate? Attracting the retaining, planning, recruitment, and selection, placement, orientation, compensations, and the promotion policies. All are the significant area of the corporate. As we know, at the corporate center, any office, there's all these things are planning part. They are thinking about how to retain the people, then the selection, what the way we can recruit or select the part. So all are the significant area as in short of your corporate, or you can say it's a core area. This is all the core area things. Then your another thing, you're developing the necessary skills. This is one of the uh, activities or the areas where I think right attitudes among the employees through the TND and the performance appraisal. So, if the coming, what are the significance? Suppose in terms of HR or in terms of corporate, then you have to elaborate to write all these areas. You have to highlight it. Securing willing cooperations of the employees through the motivation and career handling, etc. Here actually you have to give it some willpower so that willingly they can come and join the cooperative things. Because you need to poke all these things. You don't give any pressure. Say, please come and join this, do this work. Please help him. So making a team or group, maybe you are come across a lot of problems. Cooperation is very important. Leadership skills. The people are wanting your order instructions. They have to wait. Okay, बस जब तक बस कुछ नहीं कहेगा हम करेंगे नहीं. Let him ask me. वो अपना भाव बढ़ाने के लिए चुपचाप. So that should not. You have to willingness. You have to create in such an environment that the employee will come voluntarily. Well, okay, so no problem. Give me that work. I will do this. That type of voluntary interest and willingness you have to create through the motivations and revisionality. If suppose he has a feeling, suppose a particular employee is denial mode, then you have to ask what's the problem. Maybe he is saying something, and that you have to respect his problems, means grievances, whatever the things, and you have to handle. You have to try to do it immediately. Then he will be honored to you. He will be grateful to you, and definitely will be follow your orders. If you are not sorted out his grievances, you are not handling, then he may not be willing to do the jobs. So that is factual. Some of the things it has happened. I think now I can come to here. Now up to the lot of people are waiting. Oh, sorry. They are requesting the admission purposes. Um, Actually, when I'm in the flow of discussing, so I cannot notice maybe some of these things there. Now, if any questions in your mind, can ask some of the things. So far, what I have discussed, it is interesting or not. I think you are understanding or not. That is the main things. If you understand, very good. Or even sir, you can elaborate little more.
Hi,
I
sir,
think
good evening.
more.
We are getting, sir. We are getting.
Because here actually the HRM is such a subject. You know everything. I believe everything you know, but it's only the maybe you are facing problem how to construct the things. Means after that what to write it, after that what should be there, what the way have to present it. That demonstration, the demo or presentation is very important. And other way I can say the management course as such, that skill you have to after 2 years you will also feel that so much skill you have. I mean, how to say the because your um, concept, your contents will be more. So the better way you can explain in the office also, in your particular personal life also. It will be developed. Definitely, it will be developed to you. This is the very important subject. This is lifelong. It is your development. If you know the HRM very nicely, so you can handle the people in anywhere. If you are in the marketing or finance or productions or IT, anywhere, because you have to people will be there surrounding you. This is the art. If you know the art of dealing the people, then you will success definitely. So that's why this course is very important. Not only for the passing the exam of these purposes, even though it is required throughout your life, it will be helpful about these things. So I am just why I am now have to add some of the experiences, my experiences like this. Suppose sometimes it has happened in our department. It has happened. I have seen, and I have also learned from my seniors also a lot of things. So one of my colleagues, who has problem the renting problem because he has newly joined, but he has not gotten a good house, a good rented house, and the lease systems their agreement, and he has choice some of the house. Somehow uh, the landlord is hiking more money, and he was reluctant to. I mean, he has not concentrated the work in the office because until and earlier settled down, because in the house or the family settled down. So he has not very much do the work happily. So he was always he has delayed or something. Whatever. So now my seniors is asking, what problem? Every day he was saying to me, you are delaying that work. What happened? Why you are lazy? What is going on in your mind? Then he described, sir, actually I have a problem because the rent is very high that area, and I just nearby, but around how much it is increasing. Because actually officially I'm getting this much, around 15,000 something, but demanding is 18,000, so 3,000 shortage is there. So I don't know how to do it, how to perform it. From the salary, it will be deducted some money. Then something, well, okay, no problem. The senior is immediately taking his, well, just double, okay, come with me. He has go to the release sections, company release section, HR department, and very okay, you increase his 3,000 his rent immediately, and fixed it. And you tomorrow I want to see, yes, all the agreement has done. Personal, what about the lease systems, renting? You do it immediately because he cannot concentrate his work, and he's supposed to be nearby the office. You enhance as a special case. I am signing. I am give you authority. You special case 3,000 extra. You have to give the rent. After that, I will see if you the deduction is required from the salaries. Let's see. But right now, you have to do it. Okay, sir, no problem, sir. That assistant is immediately do, and next day it has finalized somehow. And in the fourth day onward, that person is so happy when the seniors are saying anything. He is doing by virtue of rush to do the job very nicely. So there is one of the just securing the willingness. Actually, what I'm uh, figure out the things, yeah, the language exactly. You see the securing, secure, means basically to secure the willing cooperation of the employees through the motivation, grievance handling methods. So I just like I giving one of the experience, my experience where I was the same department. Then I have seen from my boss that what type of leadership immediately has taken from that solve the problems particularly. So this is one of the things. So utilizing the effectively the your available human resources, effectively you have to utilize the. I mean optimization of the human. Suppose you are forget some of the at least you guys simply write uh, optimum utilization of human resources. Simply one sentence ensuring that the enterprises will have a failure to team compensate and the dedicated employees. Simply can that ensure the team competence, I mean the future team competence, so that the people can be dedicatedly work there. They mean to say like this. So that language you can change as per your capacity. Professional significance. Now, that is one thing. Professional significance means providing the maximum of opportunities for personal development and each employees, because so that should be professionals. That is the area you have to provide. Maintaining healthy relationships between the individuals and the your different groups. Then allocating the work properly, because allocating work is very important. As a leader, as a seniors, you have to allocate the work in proper way, so that nobody can be overloaded and somebody not be underloaded. So If I mean, in the means, some people are very hardworking and they are doing the work. Some people are enjoying the. No, it should not be. So allocating the important properly way so that some relationships or healthy relationships can be maintained. And then social significance, providing the suitable employees that provide the social and the psychological satisfaction of the people, maintaining the balance between the jobs available in the job seekers in the terms of numbers, qualifications, these, where based on these qualifications and what are the way that you have to give a work in that. Suppose some educated persons, but he is doing some peon jobs, not should not be. Some respectful work should be there. So job seekers in terms of the numbers, qualifications, like so maintaining the balance between the jobs and available job seekers like this. And waste of human resources, then physical, mental health, so many things are there. Then national significance are there basically in a national way. Now you see the questions coming in part of significance. Then you have to write. You see the national significance. Then before that, your social significance. Then for that it was professional significance. Then before that it was some your core corporate
Corporate
significance.
significance.
No, correct. So this is the way you have to explain all the security areas. So I am giving you all the inputs, and I have this only you have to arrange the things in such a way, and you can answer it. Now, scope of the HLM. Scope of the HLM here. What are the scopes? The following functions: setting general and specific management policies, then collective bargaining and negotiations, and the staffing finding. It is all these terms you know. I hope everybody know all these things. So only you have to what the way up to written. That's why I'm showing you that this thing. It consists of following functions. You have to write it. Suppose the scope of the questions are what are the scope of the HRM? 2 marks, 3 marks, or 5 marks. Simply you have to write this, and you will get the marks. So this is a part of this and other things. So this is the way I just try to explain it. Anyhow, it will be available to you also, no problem. So I'm just quickly pass on the things where the important things. Okay. Now, nature of the HLM. I'm just touch upon the important part. Nature of the HLM, how will be defined. So this case, you have to see the pervasive forces, action oriented, individual oriented, people oriented. There's so many terms is there. It's not necessary in the exams of all the 11 you have to write. Maybe important 4 or 5 or 6 uh, features you can write. It's all of the features. If you write, that is sufficient because the marks will be 5 marks maybe. So this is the question and answer like this. So what are the I'm holding these points? This you can consider as a questions. Suppose what is the nature of HL? Then it is the answer basically. I have formulated the PPTs in such a way so that you can go through this and you can understand the components of the HL. Suppose question coming, what are the components? Describe the components of the HRM. Then simply you have to write all these things. HRM organization, HRM planning, then systems, then recruitment management, information management, training management. I think if you go once, I think at least 50 to 60% things you can remember it. Not necessarily up to 8, all these points you have to write it. Not required. At least some main things you have to write it. Because your exam is very nearby. So I'm just giving you that type of suggestion so that you can prepare it. No problem. And during the evaluation time, at least examiner, he wants to see your concept is clear or not. What are the components you are writing is all are relevant to this thing or not. That's all. It's not required all these things you have to memorize and all these things you have to write it. Then your managerial functions. Then your managerial functions were planning, organizing, directing, and this is the controlling. There are 4 areas of the functional area of the managerial functions. And now, then operative functions. There are managing functions, that is your operating functions, where the HR sourcings, then your performance and the development part, HR sourcing, where HR sourcing, how from where you can get it from the job analysis, then the planning, recruitment, selections, all are the HR sourcings here. Job analysis I will discuss in the tomorrow class now in details. There are maybe in details I think, or maybe some of the blocks where the job analysis again is elaborated. Performance and the development, performance and appraisal, as you know, everywhere these systems, there any organizations, there should have some personal appraisals where your performance has been mapped out, what they are, what we have to perform, how much target you have fulfilled, how much work. That is all are your kunduli, just take a what you have done basically. Training, then management development, career planning and development is all are things your part of your performance related things. And then retention and the retrenchment management. This is basically very important nowadays. Most of the software company are facing these problems because retention, people are should work at least 3 to 4 years. They should contribute what they have learned to the company. Uh, Otherwise, it will be loss of the company if the learned persons or trained persons are leaving these organizations. This is a loss of the organization. So that you have to manage things, some give you some futuristic idea, some career path you have to discuss with them. Those who are really intelligent to give some idea, some give you some confidence. Okay, after 5 years you will be a lead manager, or maybe after 10 years will be these things. And by virtue of 20 years, definitely will be go to the managing director post like this. That career path should be available for them, those who are really intelligent. So then you can retain these intelligent persons throughout your services. Otherwise, the people will start leaving to the other company. So that is very challenging things area. Change and organization's development is another part. When you are merger or acquisition some company, lot of changes are going on in futures. So how to cope up this situation, that is another part of your development part. Compensation management, as we know, there are compensation, salary linking, basic pay. Apart from the basic pay, there are so many other pays are there. This is all are the package should be such a way that the employee should feel happy. They should not look after the other companies. So they should not leave the things. So retention, for retaining the employees, this is related, because if the compensation package is good, that management are good. I mean, management good means your compensation package in managing in such a way, then people are retaining. That is the idea. Management means here the everything are in order. Integrations and the employee relation. Integration means you have to see all the department are integrated in such a way they are flowing the informations everywhere. They are, I mean, integrated flow of communications are good, uh, not in a standalone. But basically, the some of the area, some of the departments should not be standalone, or employees also. Some within the department there are 10 employees are working, and 2 persons are not participating, not delivering anything. They are simply uh, not integrated. Basically, they are not in a not in the mainstreams. So that area we have to see it, how they are not elected to participate the things. So you have to give them chances, or motivate them, so that you also a part of it. So that is the process, basically the integration process. Employee relations, need not to say, is very important. Relationships, then your compensation management, again, it's a job evaluation, then wage, salary, administrations, incentives, bonus, fringe benefits, social security, all this part. Integrations, as I said, employee engagement is important. As I give an example, suppose 2 or 3 persons are standalone mode, they are not participating. In that case, you have to do why they are engage the people, basically engagement. Then your employee moral, you have to boost up the morals. Counseling is required. Maybe emotions, you have to compensate, see the emotions of the particular employees. Then your employee welfare scheme, ethics, everything are part of integrations. Employee relations, there are grievances, disciplinary action, union management, all these things are important part. Emerging functions. Now, this is one of the things, emerging functions. Emerging functions, they are, as I said, strategic HRM. HRM is there, but strategic is top up, just like your kulfi ice cream. How they are shopkeeper are asking, क्या दूं, vanilla na chocolate? क्या? When you have to top up the things. Kulfi is there, but you have to top up with strategic. You have to top up with ethics. So this is all are additional features which help to lead the HRM in a very unique way. So these all are the trends, emerging trends. If the question coming, what are the emerging functions of the HRM? Then you have to write something apart from the above mentioned things. You can write some of the earlier functions which just now I've shown. So you have to go compensate some of the things, functions. Then you can elaborate, right? However, emerging functions are like this in the HRM, where we can advancing the fast rate. Uh, I think somebody is the outside. I think so. Yes. Okay. Okay. So I think those you have missed, no problem. You can see the videos after that also. So another thing is your, I think somebody's mic is on. I think please switch off the mic. Please mute the mic. Please, sound is coming. Then international HRM, that is also important. HRM is there now again the international method, because domestically you are some different setup of HRM. But when we are discussing about the international, because you have to deploy your staff in the other international companies. There you have to set up a new company, so you have to see a lot of other things also. Different aspects are you have to see it, because domestically no problem, language there is no problem, you Hindi, English, whatever the local language, you can no problem. But when you are establishing in another division of a particular manufacturing or the international things, so then if you have your employee, when you are putting the employee or transferring or deploying the employee, that employee should be familiar with the local environment. They have to adjust the local systems or language also. There should not be any barrier for that. They have to well equipped for these things. So that's why it is another challenge, international challenge, another division of these things. So HR outsourcing, as you know, BPOs and all these things, it is a common thing. You can write anything about it, not to worry about it. So, okay, it is a second. The primary responsibility of the HR resources. Now, here again, the question may come, what are the primary responsibilities of HRM? Then you have to elaborate this thing. To develop the throughout knowledge, to act as a sorry, to act as a internal change agent or consultant. Means isn't in the not in the sense of this thing. You are task force. I mean, you are a commando, and that means you have to think where the loopholes, that where the area to be required for the help. You are helping the things. Means in this process, the change process, you are as a one of the participant, one of the active member for this thing. This is called the agent actually, to initiate the change, and as an expert and facilitators, to actively involve in company's strategy formulations, to keep the communications, all our things are primarily responsibilities. Then you have to identify the evolve the HRD strategies. That is also a very important primary responsibility, to identify which are the area to be developed so that your HRD can be performed. So there are so many things obviously I've given. Even again, I'm saying you in the exam, suppose you are not remembering all these points, responsibilities, at least 7 to 8 main area, the main responsibility, major and minor, you can segregate. All the major responses you can write in the exam, so no problem. Because it is not possible to remember or recall all the points. Maybe you have to go through 2 or 3 times remembering. Then if your memory power is strong, you can remember it, you can write it, all these things. Now here some of the diagram, the emerging role of the HR managers. So what is that? The administrative, operational, and strategic HR. this is the last stage, means that's where the strategic part is there, and is the latest trends are going on. That is part of administrative part only. HR practices there for the legal compliances, forms, paper. There's only this part, administration part are doing. As we know, some of the legal parties there, arbitration cases, complaints there to grievances, whatever the things. Here, operational area, there's the action, managing employees, relationship issues, and employee advocate. So all these part are operational. And strategic part, naturally, they all are the futuristic trends. There's organizational business and strategic HR strategies or planning, evaluations, HR effectiveness, all are the part of the strategic HR part. So this is also emerging role of an HR manager. So this diagram, that flow chart you have to write, and you can some 2 3 sentences you can elaborate. What is the emerging role? Basically, you can write 2 3 sentences. Then you can put some diagram, 5 marks. Then definitely no problem. So all the short question will be there. Another diagram will be there. That is the McKinsey 7 models. Their corporate visions, then how it has related HR's uh, soft S means system, style, then your staff, skill, then subordinate goals. It all are the 7 4 this side, another 3 this side, total 7. But this 7 S framework are distributed in this way. This is the soft HR, this is the hard HR. Hard HR basically we can create a strategy, then structure, systems where you can see the your hard HRT. Sorry, HR hard is. So 7 S are distributed in time. It is a McKinsey has developed this diagram, this framework. This is corporate efficiency at top, and finally business strategy and just interconnected the organizational effectiveness. So this diagram is very important. And if this come 7S, so question may come, write a short note on McKinsey 7S framework models or describe the McKinsey 7S framework model. You just write 1 or 2 sentences before that. When if you remember when it has developed, which the particular year or something, you can refer it. Otherwise, you just put this diagram sufficient. If it is a 5 mark, you will get at least 4 marks. Definitely, you will get it from this. If you only put this diagram, that is sufficient. Then your functions of HR manager. As a HR manager, what are the functions you get? The HR manager should be intelligent. He should be intelligent, educated, discriminator, executive, and then leader. All these terms you know. I hope everybody know all these terms. Only what type of question can come and where you have to write it, that is the thing. Functions of HR manager. So HR manager function is this much. That's all. Here actually you see just simply HRM as in these things. HR manager, not HRM. HR manager, this thing should be, is all are should be. That quality should be there. Then strategy and HRM, what are the basic differences? It can strategy versus HRM or strategy HRM straight. Then you can decide that strategy is regarded to be more than decisions. Also in putting choices into the practice. However, regarding the HR management in organizations, there are 2 basic types of strategies. What things? Competitive business strategy, another one human resource strategy. Exactly what the way I've shown, you have to write in the answer. These are all of the answer of this particular thing. So if you go through this, I hope definitely it will be very clear. You need not to see any books and other things. So simply have to go through this. I prepared actually, I prepared long back, just have to add on some of the things. So for you people only I'm showing, I'll also provide the things. And anyhow, RC Delhi definitely have to upload the things, definitely no problem, after over the class. So ethics, yesterday also have discussed a little bit ethics. Now here the ethics, the basic HR practitioners play a major role in keeping, uh, disseminating disseminating and enforcing the organizational ethics. Means to disseminate the things, because if anything are publicly not allowed, uh, publicly it has refused the publicly, that type of habits has to be reduced. That should not be allowed in the organizational ethics also. Some area of the ethical misconduct involving the HR activities are, so for example, the compensation, then your employee relations, staffing and equal things. So it should be as much as possible remove what are the discrepancies are there or any ambiguities, finish it up. And all 1, 2, 3 means I'm showing all these things should not be. Means here no problem. My employee are happy. There is no compensation issues, anything relations, no issue. There are no conflict, no quarrels, no argument, no debate. All the employee are cohesively, very nicely they are working. That means it is removed. Or to have to fitting the things. You have to enforce the things so as early as possible to खत्म करो ये सब झगड़ा लड़ाई उतना बंद करो, रिलेशन अच्छा रखो, यूनियन के साथ रिलेशन अगर हो तो अच्छा बनाओ, स्टॉपिंग एंड द इक्वल एम्प्लॉयमेंट. So recruitment systems or job distributions or the salary, paying salary इसको ज़्यादा है इसका कम है. So any interferences that should be removed as a, so that's the three areas activities. So chances will be things. So ethics cannot be maintained. So this is the other thing. So HR outsourcing, as the outsourcing the familiar. Suppose the BPO, as you know, the BPO business process outsourcing. Outsourcing simply refer to the use of the another party, third party. They are carry out the various work. You have given them as a payment basis. You have to suppose you are that type of manpower you don't have, or that functions you are not able to do this. So you can outsource the, that particular jobs and particular project for the time being, and with the agreement and payment basis. So you can do it and take the so that firstly you can work the things and you can survive in the market. So it is again the policy of a company, which are the area to be outsourcing. That will depend on the management. Challenges. What are the challenges? Challenges faced by the managers. So this is all our challenges. I there are classified in three. In the three categories, things, organizational challenges, the internal and the measures, and then your issues emanating from the organizations due to restructuring. Because as we've seen that during the restructuring, so a lot of challenges are coming. This is one of the things. Environmental challenges are, as we know, there are so many things out there: globalizations, labor demand, supply, work diversity. Even in the economical variations, world economy is also important. So environmental changes is another thing. Individual challenges. So I think I should highlight the things: organizational challenges, environmental challenges, and individual challenges. There are three challenges are there. I to clarify it. So this is also one of the question and answers. Then organizational environment, environmental influences the factors, as we know, it will impact the HRM operations things. And factor influencing the HRM are external environment and internal environment. Even in the time of writing in the answer, you have to segregate one, two, like this external. You have to make a bold or underline the things. If you pen pencil exam, so we can automatically highlight the things, or you can underline the things. Or even in the computer based exam, there also you can highlight bold the things. So it will be created some of the sense of these things. Just your concept is very clear and very nicely you are decorated presenting the things. So presentation is also very important. Simply writing and give a some of the decorating type, some ornamentals. These all are ornamentings. Suppose हम लोग जो साजते हैं, जो श्रृंगार करते हैं, तो this is the should be beauty of the answering. This is how to beautifully you have to write. That is important. I think somebody is in the outside. I think so. No, not. Some sound is coming.
So I have a doubt, sir. Can I interrupt?
Okay. Sure. Tell me.
So in the previous slides, you said from two perspectives, three challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Are these from both the perspectives or any single perspective?
Let me see. Actually, I'm just quickly showing. So let it be, and then to be clear. Challenges. There are three challenges: internal
Yes.
and external. But all actually there are two perspectives basically.
Yes, sir.
because internally, here actually it is more clear, external and internal. So there are two things, but here actually I am saying you the challenges are from organizational point, environmental and individual. Here they are basically the challenges, but perspectives is there are two. There are
Are
two
these
perspectives.
from are these on both the perspectives?
Perspectives are written clearly. There are internal and external. So internal and external. But challenges are three. There are three challenges. This is our your organizational challenge, environmental challenge, and individual challenge. But all these challenges are considering internal part and external part. Everywhere, any internal, then again the three things will be there because any internal new organizations internally problem is there. Within the organizations there are environment is there. Maybe the
Yes, sir.
sitting place is not correctly placed. He is saying no, my table size is short, my chair is not good, my computer is not working properly. So that challenges are there. Individual challenges also there. These all are the challenges are three correctly, but where it is internal and external perspectives. So first internal perspectives we have to see all these challenges. Again, the same challenges are in the externally also. In externally also the same challenge will be there because the government regulations it may be a your that part means employee may happy or not. Oh, tax ज़्यादा लगा दिया government ने क्या करेंगे? Government is company can say no, the tax is the exchange rate is high. I cannot purchase the amount. My production will be suffer. So all this because of this corporate regulation challenges are in the company itself. Economic conditions, there are technological advances. All these are totally all three challenges are equally it will be affected and so this is the way actually it is I am interpreting. I don't know, may I clear or not?
Yeah, yeah, got it, sir, got it.
Actually I'm a little bit hurry because the time I'm just watching the time itself because I have to give some time for interactions also. So that's why I'm just quickly and in between some people are joining also. So thank you very much actually आपने पूछा I should definitely ask the questions and I am here only, you people only. So if you are not asking, then how to clear it? I hope everybody have understand the things. I have nicely
Yes,
has
sir.
questions. What I mean to say. Now, strategic manager incorporates that is organizational identifications, environmental strategy, and that is the way I have to explain. For your strategic human resource management part, you have to write simply. This is the way you have to write it. Language may be different, no problem, but your concept should be there. I hope you can go through this, and you have to write in your own languages, and then you can. In this paper, definitely will get at least 60 to 70% marks. Yeah, definitely. If you follow this, all these things, that is sufficient. Beyond there will not be questions, cannot be prepare the question itself. So all the question I'm considering. International human, now coming to the international human resource management. There some of the concept has given. I don't know how many slides are there. Let's see. The one, two. Okay. Now our few slides are there. So now we are almost nearing to finish the first block. The concept there the human resource management, not only the management of expertise because you see when you are they put somebody with a passport, so when you are working behalf of your company and outside the things, that is basically the we can say the expertise, but it also the management people of the worldwide. Since international workers or international employee, everything when belong as a different nationals. So uh, when the across the international boundaries, okay, I'm just read out the sentence. The concept of the international human resource management is about the managing human resources across the international boundaries. I mean, those who are working other countries and you are managing them centrally here. Suppose your office in Bangalore and your some of the employees and staff are in the internationally posted in USA. So you are managing them. So that is the and that they are that employees where those who are in the USA they are as a treated as a expertise and that part you have to manage it. But it's also about the management of the people worldwide and the same state way also you can say you are managing the people in the worldwide also. because locally that there also you are recruiting the local people, also you have to recruit it, but it is controlled by the here also, other things. So there are a lot of other things are also there. In this case only you have to remember these things. You can clarify this or you can add some of the more thing also, depending on the numbers. Suppose these questions are coming only 5 marks, so I think this is sufficient. If it is a 10 marks question, then you have to write more sentences about the international human resources. Uh, I have just here prepared based on the short questions types. The objectives of the organization strives to achieve through the international human resource management. What are the objectives should have a for a international human resource management? Suppose your company, your objective should be achieving the competitive advantage in the global market, because my company product are quality wise, my employee are very good, they are posted there and they can very knowledgeable, skilled enough, so that things you have to achieve through this competitive advantage. Means you are a number one. It means if you are not number 3 or 4, then your moral duty, your foremost duty to achieve the things competitive advantage. That is the meaning basically. So where you are, and you are really at par with the global market or not, because you are competing with the global market, international things. So you should be see the global market means standards, global standards, their product quality, everything should be at par with the global market. So then you can say yes, we are competitive and things. Achieving the efficiency, it is undoubtedly efficiency is required. Meeting demands of international markets, because what are the international market is demanding that you have to fulfill. Achieving flexibility and adaptability and adaptability to be the dynamic in a short period. So really within a quick time you have to achieve all these things. Because if you are delayed and the international market is demanding something, but you are not your product are still in a factory or in a production range, then you will be losses. Because very quickly, in a short period, you have to these things, because the dynamic world market is very dynamic. iPhone, you have to latest feature should be there, and there that should be marketable. Immediately, people can attract the things. Maybe after 6 months, it will be again the saturated, stagnant, and the new product. So creativity and your innovations, it's continuous process. So you have to compete the things. So that's why it is called a dynamic. Today, what the things you are adopted, it may not be continue for the 6 months. Maybe after 6 months, again you have to rethinking the things. So that's why the flexibility and adaptability word is coming. Now coming to international HRM functions. What are the functions? They're planning, hiring, staffing, performance appraisals, compensation system. Now here question may come, sir, ये तो already हम लोग ने जानते हैं HRM में तो ये function होता ही है, but इसमें क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Yes, some differences is there, because when you are talking about the international HRM functions planning, but this planning will be different, because you have to plan. My employee will post it there for 2 years, and after 2 years again he will be come back. Then when after that coming back, where they will be put again, in the same place or in the different place, in the corporate office or planning, that planning you have to forecast in advance. But in the case of domestic, you don't worry. But in the international case, the planning will be little different. I'm just giving one example, these things. Hiring. Hiring the people, now we have to decide, I have to deploy the people from here, or I have to hire the local people, some in the France and the German, you are posting there. Shall I recruit from there some of the people or not? So there definitely there will be different. You have to mix it. If you are not hiring some of the local people, you cannot survive. All Indian go there in German and run the office may not be possible, because you have to hire some of the their people also. I mean the local people also, staffing also. So every component, every function you see, it is all everything are in the domestic area. Domestic time is also there, but when you are putting in international, some another features, another area, you have to think about it, and again you have to edit. Appraisal system will be different because they are in abroad. So here it is not your actual the control. Some of the performance what they are doing there, they have to report, and based on this you have to evaluate and you have to judge their performance. It may not be possible. So maybe some video conference is required. day to day. Maybe the meetings is required over the phone, conference is required, video conference in the evening. That is the way you have to conduct their performance. Yes, they are in the right path, because some way out, you have to different way out of the field. Compensation system will be different, because domestically those who are working and those who are internationally posted different allowance, international allowance you have to provide. So that all these things features are really important. Training, because there's a posting in the international, before that some pro training is there, pre-training or pro training is required, because they have to go there, they have to know some languages, because in the German you have to know some of the German language. Maybe you are planning to send somebody in the abroad for posting, that before that, it is before 3 months you have to train him. To me, the language, you have to language skill you have to develop, you have to some special training is required, their way of talking there. Another part is here the business strategy means, maybe the law will be different, because here actually in the domestically when we are working, maybe our law only, it is implemented only our laws, Indian laws. But when you are working in the German or France and other countries, then there some another law will be there, their rule and regulation will be there different. So you have to have an idea, and what the laws are there. Based on this, you have to make your business strategy accordingly. Job requirement, culture, similarities, all these factors. Communications is another factor for the local nationals, because you should know some French language or German language, otherwise you cannot survive. So all these aspects are to be seen by the HRM. So it is all are special functions, not exactly the traditional domestic functions not there. Issues of the international, what are the issues are there? Globalization issues, environmental issues, cultural differences. These all are the issues in the international HRMs. With different phases, when you are developing development of the HR analysis, there are so many phases are there. First phase, second phase, third. First phase, you are to discuss analytics help. Then second phase, the correction your analytics. Third is the futuristic things are there. So I think this is the way I can see. Okay, I think here I think somebody has entered. I think. Mm. Yeah, actually now almost end of the session. Why they're joining? Okay, let him. No problem. Maybe due to some office work, they are not getting the time itself. Uh, Industrial revolutions as a simply history. I need not to explain the simply have to go through some of the steps are there. As you know, the industrial revolutions, as you know, the 19th century, they adapt. Then after that, industrial revolutions come. Some movement, different workman movement, different so many movements that I find is the digital movement, digital environment nowadays. All the mobile apps are there, Paytm, things are there. So mainframe computers has come. You see the semiconductors has changed, chips, internet speed is now 5G. After that, maybe future 6G will come. So all these the revolutions have come, industrial revolutions, which are affecting our HRM also. Now it is helping our HRM work functions are also based on this solution. Now fourth generation is coming, fourth evolution is a high level concept that is gradually becoming the part of our normal daily life. Robotics, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, IoT, 3D printing, and your driverless. I think now car has the no, there's no driver. Car is automatically. So all these things are the revolutions. All are history. There is no nothing. Things you have to go through these, and I hope there is nothing there. You can understand the things. So I think this is the way I can. Thank you. Oh, I think now I have to somehow I have complete the blocks, and now I have to go come back. So stop the where the stop comment. Yeah, stop presenting. So now I think now another 10-15 minutes are there. If any questions, what the way I try to present you, complete the complete block, and I not left out anything. Everything are there. I have giving you. After that, you can correlate with your in materials. You see the all the things are incorporated there, and If minor things are maybe one or two portions, if the first block, what I am explaining right now, that is sufficient. Only it is your duty. Now things are in your court. How fast you can read it out and grab the things and you write in your own language. So it is readily presenting just for your purposes and hardly just as a like this. So in the as usual in the evening time, I think, and after the completion of the things, I put in the WhatsApp group, or otherwise it will be in the uh, uploaded by the evening itself. So any questions for 5-10 minutes you can say. Then after that I have to give a break, and for the next second session will start today. Then after that the second block will start. So what the way actually I'm planning, or what the way I'm going, it is appreciated or not? I think you should not feel that way, because my question is, as much as possible, I'm giving the inputs to you.
So you have given a good presentation. We appreciate that. Actually, we haven't touched the books. We were unable to. Maybe
Right.
some people might have been.
Okay.
This- thank you, sir. That was a quite nice presentation, which we could understand most of the issues and the topics.
Very good. Very good. So that type of things are really inspired me also. Yeah, at least okay, my effort are you are appreciating. It is a good thing. That is my motivation also as a human. I also motivated. Okay, at least because it is timing. The time frame. Actually, I am also planning my time frame so that maximum things I can share with you the presentation. Ah, yes, definitely I share the presentations. I will share the presentations. Anyway, I think if it is not any questions, anybody's, then I
Hi,
can,
sir. Good evening. I have
especially. Mhm,
two questions, sir.
mhm,
One is to understand your thought on, like in today's, you have mentioned about the fourth industrial revolution, and things are going in the more in the automation, which to my understanding is that we are reducing the uh, uh, manpower. Correct my understanding again here, and how the HRM is going to play a role uh, in the coming days. Do you have any thought process on that? Because that would be very helpful. Because as of now, I am pretty much interested in the HRM area, but that is one question. After that, I'll go for the second one.
good. Now there is a good questions, because you see nowadays it is very upcoming. It's an upcoming trend that's going on worldwide. Robotic, as you know, uh, job cut, definitely some of the job cut will be there, but you have to prepare for that. That skill is required. Exactly, you have to enhance your power. You have to enhance the your knowledge power towards the IT field, because now all the management courses you should have a also. If it is not there to IT, at least the latest technology, uh, especially in the IT, you should have. I mean, you have to should familiar with the technology. If you familiar with the technology, then there should not be any job cut. You know, should not afraid also, because if your company, your knowledge is good, you know the all the your concept is good, and if you know the technology also, then there is a no chance of job cut. Better you can get a more and more opportunity also. That's why people are worrying other way. The France and some of the reports are saying, and the Harvard report is also there, that these things is required, because it is objected by the some of the business leaders. They are afraid, because if these things are coming, their business maybe goes down, their share market maybe goes down. That is another politics. There are another geopolitics matters of theirs. But overall, if you see, You cannot stop the creating. You cannot stop it because people are always require the comfort. Recently, in the China, they have developed 10 or 12 robots and they have put it in the airport itself. And during the visitors, when their VIPs are coming, that robot are their reception and all this, but there's no human touch. Robot are coming there. What about the robot function human nature? Namaste, Bajubio. That is the way they are Sagat welcoming, and what the way they are proceeding. The process they are escorting that visitors up to the guest room. They are sitting there. Then this is the way. So this is the way it is going on. And moreover, that is still in the HRM also because of the survey report and all these things are technically available. And straightway you can utilize it. You can save the time, basically save the time itself in the HRM. And that technology, AI, very much useful for the HRM also. Because straightway it will be correctness will be there. A lot of paperwork will be reduced that technology can be utilized, scan everything very fast because the huge database are there. And then huge database, when it is there, if you that technology can help you to stimulate to take your sampling process will be faster. Another thing, forecasting purposes, future forecasting purposes, accurate decisions you can take it. We see that your now this is a weather forecast, how accurate it is coming through the satellite that coming, and accurate timing is also there. Same time raining is coming. So everything that technology are also useful for the work also, day-to-day life also we are utilizing the things automatically. You see the driverless driver cars. Yes. Maybe it will take another yes, I will get PPT also because yesterday also in the PPTs every after the class. It need not to ask. I will definitely give the PPTs. No problem. So this is the way it is. Still, lot of debates are there. Some people are afraid my job will be less. They're feeling some insecurity. So better let them come. Let the technology should come. AI, what about this? You have to aware this. You try to adopt the things. When you are adopting the things, you are learn the things. Then you will be feel happy. Yes, I can contribute more, and you see the perfections and the quality will be tremendous. This is actually there is a time constant. That's why I cannot discuss it elaborately. Separately, I can discuss with you, Vishwajit,
Sure.
and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can call me separately. Other way, then definitely I will discuss with you. Yeah, actually, I have attended too many seminars also regarding this. I have some slides so also. Then if you record, I can also present to you. No problem. I will deliver to you. You can go through the very unique, very good things, and that's the way I can say. Need not to worry about it, and it should welcome. I think it is a welcome as a management personnel. As I feel it's very good. I am also ready to learn this AI and all this technology. So okay, I think
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
So now I can break the things, and another session is there. Again, we have to meet. We can interact the things. So shall I give a break for 20 minutes? And again,
Yes, sir.
sir, you will repeating the same topic. No, no, no. I'm not repeating the same things. In the second half, block two MMPC 002, I'll start a new block, not repeating the things. Because I have to cover up all the syllabus. Na? Okay. So try to come in at a time. Those are already entered, fine, no problem. And you not to go to the, it will be in the systems. I'm not closing out the systems. Only at the recording, I have to stop the recording as per the rule, and I have to start the recording new one. So now, right now, I have to stop the recording.
Thank you, sir. We'll catch up in 15 minutes.
Another things, I think now there are 31. If those who have not taken a snapshot, I think I can take another shot.